All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to say and give double honor to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone, his word, with sincerity, and for ruling well, and salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching and prophesying and fearing in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem. And Salaki about that. I'm not sure what happened. Again, and glory to Shai, double honor to the apostles, and it was a great meal. Teachers word and ruling well, and salutations to the 11,44,000, those that name in Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh. Again, bar Yahweh as a wife. Yeah, and only because this lesson was entitled. This lesson is entitled "Put Yourself in." You know, and like I mean to put you in a vision. Well, when you read pictures, also this was inspired by a video I saw Elder Yashawamba do, you know, and it's something that Apostle Jesus too is visualize scriptures. The title of the lesson is "Put Yourself in a Vision." It was inspired by watching Yashawamba's page. I believe that's the page. All right, and I'll post it up, Lord willing, I remember, in the description box, his video, and he was talking about, you know, the word being opened up to the Gentiles, and who were the Gentiles? The Israelites that were scattered amongst the nations. You know what I'm saying? Because our nation had fractured. It fractured once with the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. It fractured once with the northern kingdom, southern kingdom, and then it fractured again when we went into captivity, starting underneath of the Babylonians and ultimately to the Greeks. You know, the southern kingdom fractured. Okay, they were Hellenized. They were highly Hellenized and pushed into the world of Hellenization, which we call today in English Greek. All right, they were in the Greek. That's why when you read Galatians 2, and I believe it's 28, like the latter verses, it says there's no difference between the Jew or the Greek, you know, and that's something that the so-called Christians, they like to use as to say that promises was open. Man, the gifts and the promises was open unto, I don't understand what's going on, because I'm outside and Salakia, I'm just outside and this thing keep starting and stopping and starting, and it's getting a little frustrating. Salakia. Anyway, we want to bear with it. All right. Again, you know, the so-called Christians, they like to use it as a way to say that the gift and the promises are open unto all nations, and that's what Christianity teaches you, but it's a lie, because Christianity has been, first of all, Christianity is nothing what it was when what you call today Christianity first started, being the believers of Yahweh, the believers in Yahawashi were Israelites. All right, they believed in Messiah. The whole world didn't know about that. When I say the whole world, I mean all nations. They weren't into that. They didn't know that. You know, the whole world, what you call today Christian, not the form that you know it today, but just point blank Christians. We were first called Christians in Antioch. Okay, that's when we were first called that, right? But we were in Yahawashi, or believers in Hamashiach. That's why when we say Hamashiach, that means the anointed. All right, and Yahawashi is the anointed. Okay, so you have Israelites that knew Israelites. This is referring to the video Elder Yashawamba did. You had Israelites that knew they were Israelites and grew up in the Israelite culture, grew up with knowledge and understanding of the laws, the statutes, and commandments, and they practiced them. It was in there. That was part of our culture. I did a video last week speaking about our culture. Just put my other phone. Hey, Salaki, about that. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, this interrupted a lot. I'm really trying to hope brothers stick, and it could be edifying. Keep starting and stopping for some odd reason. Maybe I had to do this when I get to my destination. But nonetheless, you had Israelites that didn't know that and grew up in the mindset, and that's why, like Elder Yashawamba said in his, they were calling us a no people. You know, because we didn't belong to these heathen nations that we were scattered amongst. And then the Jews that were in power in Israel at the time, They didn't, and it was a common thing. So even the commoners thought the same way, like, oh, you're separate, you're different. And that's how the Jews were treating the northern kingdom at that point. When you read the scriptures, they were alienating the northern kingdom, right? They were saying, well, y'all been gone, salvation is not for you no more, y'all don't worship the Lord, and we do. And that was the mindset that they were given. But in reality, we're Israelites, and salvation is open unto the Israelites. It's not open unto all nations. And that's the lie that Christianity is spread across the world. That's why no matter where you go in this world, you find so-called Christian churches or people claiming to believe in the Bible. And the God that they believe in, a delusion, is a deception, right? They believe in all God just loves, and he just wants you to prosper. First of all, that ain't even the name of the Heavenly Father. His name ain't God. His name is Yahweh. And his only begotten son named not Jesus. His name is Yahweh. No one ever called Yahweh Jesus when he walked this earth. No one. No one. And if you talking in a Greek tongue, it would be Jesus, right? But that's not the name of the Lord. Okay? And the reason why we go back and forth from Greek, the Hebrew, right, is because our people were highly Hellenized. And so you got to put yourself in that same mindset, like, oh, that was me at one point. When we were in the world, we didn't know anything about Yahweh Shai, the law, statutes, commandments. We knew about Christianity, but Christianity never taught us anything about the laws, statutes, and commandments, and that was a through the Son, Yahweh Shai, would bring us back to our nationality, our culture, and to the understanding of promises and gifts. When you read the book of Romans, Israelites. He said, my kinsmen who in the flesh who are Israelites, right? But this modern day Christianity, it misconstrues that, and it basically talk about Romans 9 and 1. They exclude that, and they'll say, well, no, because the Israelites were scattered amongst the world. That's another thing that Christianity doesn't take into account. The reason why we even talk to these other nations when it comes to the reason why we even speaking to these nations and were they able to hear the Bible is because our people are scattered amongst them. So our people that are amongst these people have to hear this word just like we did. We were scattered in this world. I thought I was an American. Then they said I was an African American. I thought I was African American. Said I was black. These are the terms that were given to me when I grew up. I was without, shaving my beard, eating abominable foods, doing things of the world, thinking that was the way. And then when I came into the faith and I understood, no, that's not the way. And that's the same thing that happened with the believers in the scriptures. You read about in the book of Acts, how the Greeks and those that knew they were Israelites would have confrontation. People would get offended. Things would happen. They would ignore the Greeks at one point. You know what I'm saying? When it came to administration and helping, that, oh no, you ain't. It's the same thing now. If you from like Puerto Rico, if you Puerto Rican, right? But you never lived in Puerto Rico, you speak Spanish, but you go back to Puerto Rico, they're gonna treat you like you're a Yankee. You're an outsider because you didn't grow up on that island. They do that to you in the islands, the West Indies. They call you Yankee boy, right? Because you didn't grow up there. You clearly you are a Jamaican or daddy or whatever, so called, but they'll treat you like you're a foreigner, and that's the same thing that was happening with us. And you got to put yourself in that vision, like, oh, the same thing that happened back then is happening now. That's why the scripture says in Ecclesiastes, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. All things that have been are today and will be. All right? You just got to put yourself in that vision. It ain't like it was a whole different batch of human beings back then, and then now we got this brand new batch of people. No. The same people that are here today were here yesterday and will be here tomorrow. All right? And you got to put yourself in that vision. And when I was listening to El Shawaii's video, it made me think of that. Like, oh shit, it's the same thing that happened then is happening now. And you even got that now. You got people who, they were the Israelites and they want to exclude particular other Israelites, like the Northern Kingdom. You got these all black Israelites, all all the Jakes are just so-called black people, which we're not even black. We brown, with different shades of brown. You know, that's a lie in itself that's been being told as a truth. All you hear that all day long, he's a black man, or you're a black woman, and they want you to be proud to be black. Ain't nothing. First of all, you should never be proud about anything on our head. Secondly, to be black of all things, that's what you're proud of, man, because that's not who you are. We see colors all day long. Hey, I'm driving in front of a vehicle with a black top. I don't know anybody that look like that, and I've seen some dark-skinned brown people. They look damn near black, but not all of us look like that. You know? So we've been living the lie our entire lives. You know? Just like Jake was living under that veil. Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast and the veil that is spread over all people and all nations, roughly paraphrasing. But we had that veil over us, right? They wanted us to be everything. One thing that Esau wanted to do was to get rid of Jake. He wanted to get rid of any knowledge, any history. I don't know what's going on. Salaki about that. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the satellites ain't when it down. You know what I mean? Because this never happens. I'm out here doing a transit. It don't stop and start. For those that are in the water, others, you know, in Select Akwath. Anyway, I was saying, you know, those Israelites that were believing back then, when we endure to the end, that's us. Put yourself in the Bible. You are in the Bible. All these other nations do that. When you read the book of Maccabees, that they laid open a bar and the heathen sought to paint their likeness, and they have done that to the point where now when you think about the Israelites, they don't even call them Israelites. They call them Jews. They just say Jews. You're over with thinking that tribe of that matters, that exists, is Jews. That's not even how you say our name. I saw a video yesterday. Somebody asked him about being an anti-Semitic or whatever, and he said, "We are the Jews. We are the Jews. We are." Which, because they know that. They know because this word is going out. They know this word. We're not African, black people. We're not Indians. We're not Native Americans. We are Israelites of the 12 tribes of Israel, and one tribes of Israel is the tribe of Yahweh, who they call Jews or Jews today. And they're not so-called white people living in the land of Israel. They're not so-called white people that are ruling this earth with oppression and destroying while they live the best lives. Never lived any of the curses of the Bible. There are people claiming that they've always had a connection to who they were, and that's not true. It's not true. The Israelites did lose their culture. The Israelites, we did lose our history and our heritage. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai and his prophets, he's woke us up, and now we're back. We understand in our history. All right? And that's a blessing. That's an extreme blessing. You know? So put yourself there. The Israelites didn't go nowhere. We've been here. We were just in plain sight. We were hidden in plain sight, right in front of everybody's noses, being called things that we weren't. Black, Hispanic, Native American. And the same thing was happening with Jake's back then. You had Israelites that were, it don't take that many generations, man. The first generation forget, the second forget, and next thing you know, everybody just think that you are what you are. But when you read the book of Acts, I think it's chapter 2, it tells you there were devout Jews from every nation, because the apostles, at the time they were disciples and became apostles, they started speaking in languages that they didn't even grow up in, because the Spirit of the Lord fell upon them. That Spirit of truth fell upon them. The Spirit of understanding, that Spirit that Yahweh Shai promised that would fall upon them in Jerusalem if they wait. You read chapter 1, it tells you that. Right? And then they started speaking the languages of the Israelites that were scattered abroad. And now we don't have to do that now, because we got translators. You know, we just drop a lesson, and then people tune in, and they can hear it in their language if they use subtitles or whatnot. or translators, right? But the point of the matter is now this message can go out to the Israelites that are scattered. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have the internet back in the day like that. They didn't have it at all like that. It wasn't invented yet, right? So, but now we're able through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai to broadcast His word throughout the whole world using the technology that is here today. All right? And so the Israelites around the world are waking up. You got brothers and sisters all across the earth. I don't know where they're at specifically, but I know that they're all across the earth in these different nations, and they're hearing this word. And they're coming back. And through the word, they believe. When you read the book of St. John, chapter 17, it's Yahweh Shah was praying. He said, I pray not only for them, but also for them that will believe on me through their word. He was praying for all those believers, even today. Even today. That's us. We are the Israelites. Okay? Scripture says there's no ending of the people. Only one nation going to be done away with. Right? And whatever the Lord want to do with their spirits is up to Him and His Son. Right? But there's only one nation that's going to be done away with, and that's the nation of Edom. They're going to be taken out of the earth after a long 1,000 years of horror captivity, because they got to pay what they owe. But the Israelites will always be here. Always be here. The Lord said, if you can take take away the sun, the moon, and you count all the stars, and you can go to all the depths of the earth, then the Lord will do away with His people. So I've been trying to do that forever and a day and still can't accomplish that goal. He lies about it. You know, he tells you that the earth and all this order came out of the Big Bang. That's but Babylonian mumbo jumbo, ancient Babylonian mumbo jumbo nonsense. It's not true. The earth is not, the galaxy, the universe is not 13,888,000 years old. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a complete falsehood. But this is Him trying to overrule the power of Yahweh. And so again, when you see yourself, when you read the Bible, the same thing that's happening back then is happening now. So put yourself in there. Just put yourself in that vision. Put yourself as those people back then, because we are those people back then. We are our forefathers, and we're waking up. Not all of our people will, but those who believe, the elect, will believe and hear. The hopeful elect. We all are hopeful elect, right? We're believing, we're understanding. You know what I mean? Those promises were made for our forefathers, which is us. So those promises were made for us, right? The glory, the covenant, the giving of the law, those things are for us. You know, when you read about all the confusion that was going on through the different churches and these different groups popping up, you know, it's the same thing that's happening today. You look at these Israelite groups that are self-serving. You look at these groups that are teaching you half truths, and you look at the Israelites that are teaching you the whole truth. Same thing, man. Same thing, different news, man. Different day. Same thing, different day. That's all. And that promise is coming. The Lord didn't forget about His promise to His people. Man may forget over 100 years and 1,000 years. Men completely forget, but not the Lord. Yahweh Shah, remember His covenant that He made with our forefathers. Now is a time that Yahweh Shah is going to make His second return. And now is the time He's going to give the kingdom back to Israel. Because Yahweh Shah is the Israelite. He's about His people, starting with the elect. Right? He's about His people. His nation. He's not for these other nations. And these other nations, they're going to find out the hard way that salvation is definitely not for them. You know, they have no place in the glory and the covenant and the promises. You know, and those people that come out of the nations, they are Israelites who were scattered amongst those nations. Over time, they started to become peoples of the nations. It don't take one generation, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Kids start looking like the other nations, dealing with those women. You know, it don't take much. I just found out it's also spiritual. The dude, this rapper, his name is Killer Mike or whatever, and everybody thinks this dude is a black man. He's an Ephraimite, man. His father is a Puerto Rican man. He couldn't be a Judite because we were scattered amongst our people over there through captivity. But he's an Ephraimite, man. But he looked like he took on his features of his mother. But he's an Ephraimite. He's from the Northern Kingdom. And he's pushing that black shit all day long. He's talking black, but celebrating white, you know? And he's all articulate, and he's getting his time to shine right now. But hey, again, he's an Israelite. Doesn't matter what his mother is. It's all about his father. And including Israelite, you know, without a fraction of a doubt, he's an Israelite. But guess what? He comes from the Northern Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But he don't look like your stereotypical Puerto Rican. You know, the light skin, the light brown skin, the long straight hair, stringy hair, speaking Spanish. He don't. His father got with a Judite woman, and they had a son. You know, and his son, he had children with black women. He got a thing with the Southern Kingdom woman. So his children, like so-called black, those are Ephraimites, man, from the Northern Kingdom. You know, now I see why he's all into that idolatry. I see why he's all into that idolatry shit. You know, I see why now. But anyway, I digress. Again, you got to put yourself in a vision. I was going to say put yourself in the Bible, but we are in the Bible. We don't got to put ourselves in the Bible. Even we are in the Bible. It speaks about us. Ezekiel 37. Those dry bones waking up in a valley in the shadow of death, which is America. You know, we were the dry bones, and the Lord put on us. He breathed the breath of life to us through His Son. I was shot. You know, so I ain't want to hold this up. It's been back and forth, off, but he's not ignoring us now. He's not putting the front page per se. Try to say the famous and persecute. He saw on those pages. At the end of the day, we are those Bible, man. We still. These are still big times. Don't detach yourself away from those of the past. The Lord said, "What? Seek out the good way, wherein seek paths the old ways, and wherein is the good